festive summer unfolds in Montreal, Quebec. Canada's second largest metropolis has been riding high in recent years, ever since a World's Fair helped transform the city into a popular destination. The Bluebird is home to two distinct clubs, a cocktail lounge on the main floor, and upstairs, a Western bar called the Wagon.
This is one of the few places in the city, I think, at that time when country music was featured. And country music was beginning to grab a hold in the urban areas.
The Wagon Wheel caters to a younger crowd, most of whom are caught up in the current fad of Western music.
Country music all the time. And, they all like country music. There was wagon wheels there, and there was just country stuff, you know, that they have hanging on the wall and that. It was good. We used to go there all the time.
Staff at the Wagon Wheel check their stock and prepare for a record night. With a popular band booked for the weekend, they will be filled to capacity. In tandem with the Bluebird Sixes, 5 p.m. One young woman planning for a night out at the Bluebird is 19-year-old Kathy McGimsey. Kathy recently started her first full-time job as a store clerk, a position that has given her a new sense of independence.
She was the youngest of my 5 daughters. She was a kind of girl. She did volunteer work at the hospital. She babysat for people, and she's just all around just an ordinary nice girl. She was a very pretty youngster. When she got to her own job, she just bloomed. Like, she was so lovely. She got all dressed and she looked great. It just looked lovely. She had her dreams and aspirations. Sometimes she said, why would I grow up to be just an ordinary nice woman?
Years earlier, Kathy lost one of her sisters in an accident, a tragedy that left her mother more protective. Talk of the Bluebird Cafe has made Mrs. McGimsey nervous. A few weeks earlier, she enlisted her older daughter Janice to help ease her fears.
I said to Janice, will you go up and see what this club is all about? And she came home and she said, yeah, no fear. It's just country western music and the kids.
The thought comforts her as her youngest daughter Kathy heads off to the Wagon Wheel bar.
Never thought anything would happen to her. Never. Never, never, never.
In another part of Montreal, local resident Daryl Perrin is relaxing at home with his wife Margaret when his own plans for the evening take a fateful turn.
My brother called me and says, look, I got a friend just over from England. We want to go out somewhere where there's a lot of fun. He says, can you take us to the Wagon Wheel? I said, sure, we'll go to the Wagon Wheel. So then I said to my wife, are you going to come to the Wagon Wheel? She said, no, I really don't feel like going because I don't feel good tonight. To this day, I'm very glad she didn't go. She'd be dead for sure.
Daryl heads to the Wagon Wheel with his brother Grant and his brother's new British friend, Frank Rothwell.
Frank had never been there. He's only been in Canada 2 weeks.
We were upstairs in the Wagon Wheel. We had only just arrived. The atmosphere was great. People dancing to the group, lots of pretty girls.
A few tables away, Kathy McGimsey has met up with 2 of her friends. The 3 catch up on the week's events, mingle with new acquaintances. Around the same time, regular patron David Montgomery also arrives. Originally from the Gaspé region of Quebec, David has come to love Montreal's nightlife since moving to the city 6 years earlier.
I remember the layout of the Wagon Wheel like I remember my own home. The doorman would greet you and, he'd take you to your favorite table.
David chats with his brother Edward, who is also in town. Their younger sister Elizabeth enjoys herself with one of her own friends.
We each sort of had our own lives and went our own ways, but we kept in very close contact. She was studying and working. She was having accommodations with girlfriends. We enjoyed going out to local dance halls and bars, just like any young person.
is packed. One couple is spending a rare evening away from their 4 children to celebrate a birthday. Nearby, a 19-year-old bride-to-be is having a night out with a friend before her wedding the following day. Her fiancé is due to show up later. Up on stage, Pete and the country gentleman lead the charge into the long weekend.
Everybody knew them, and they knew everybody. It was just a fantastic evening. Everybody was having a great time.
All that, however, will change in an instant. Upset patrons have returned after an earlier disagreement with the Bluebird's doorman. They are carrying a canister of gasoline. One of the club's exits is already barricaded by a locked door. Another is about to be sealed off by fire. 72. The Wagon Wheel Bar in Montreal is filled to capacity. A young crowd more than 200 strong celebrates the last weekend of summer. At the entrance to the bar, disgruntled patrons sneak into the stairwell, determined to cause a disturbance. Perhaps only intending to do some property damage, their actions spark a disaster.
One guy emptied the gas container in the stairway. The other guy waited at the bottom of the stairs, and when his buddy came downstairs, threw a match.
A wave of fire engulfs the stairwell. The fire blocks the main entrance. Still unaware of the fire, brothers Darrell and Grant Perrin share a table with British newcomer Frank Rothwell.
Suddenly, there was a whoosh, and flames shot up the staircase near where we were sitting. The lead guitar player in the group must have noticed it, because he suddenly stopped playing.
I was looking at the stage and I saw the flames and the smoke coming. Just got up and I started to go right away. I said, this is it. I said, this is it.
It was like a wave. People closest to the door saw the fire. They're reacting to the fire. And the people around them, behind them, beside them are reacting to their reaction.
It was so fast. People don't believe how fast it is.
And people started to panic instantly. I just kind of yelled, don't panic. Nobody listened, of course, and everybody went in their own particular direction. I just stood there dumbfounded. Then I realized what was happening. The place was filling with smoke.
Now, think of gasoline, how fast it flies. Imagine all the fumes it makes. And it was lit, and this traveled one end to the other.
With the front entrance on fire, Darrell Perrin rushes towards the exit at the back stairwell. Others follow, including his brother and Frank Rothwell. But in the back stairwell, the locked door is a dead end. Darrell fights his way to the front of the group, joining 2 men attempting to break through the barrier.
And I started kicking the door and all the time people were coming down on our backs and jumping the rail, jumping right into the stairwell. And the guy yelled, you gotta hold them back. We can't break this. We can't break this. As the crowd was just pinning us to the door. Okay? I turned around and I just started shoving. I said, you gotta go back. And I shoved and I pushed people back. All the time I was kicking the door too, okay?
I can remember somebody picking up a chair, and he threw a chair at the windows to break them, and the chair just bounced back at him. There were windows there, but they had been boarded up with plywood.
As fire races across the ceiling of the bar, David Montgomery tries to find his brother Edward and sister Elizabeth. He follows a stream of people into the women's washroom.
I said to myself, they must know where they're going. There must be an exit there of some sort. It was just very dangerous, and I had to get out of there.
A small window provides a means of escape, but getting each person through takes precious time.
There was a window there that opened onto Union Avenue, and people were going out the window, just waiting in line for each person to go out the window and get down from the second floor.
While David waits his turn, his sister Elizabeth has joined others making their way to the fold-away fire escape.
In the back